It feels so good. Let us not stop doing this, Victor said to their neighbor's son. Tracy had always believed in the purity of her marriage with Victor. They had been married for 2 years, living in a quiet neighborhood where the days felt long and the nights were peaceful. Their home was modest, filled with laughter, the hum of everyday life and the occasional disagreement that was quickly forgotten. They met in college, and Tracy had fallen for Victor's gentle charisma and easy smile. He was the kind of man who seemed to carry the weight of the world lightly, a man she believed she could trust her heart with. Their connection had been a slow burn, but once it ignited, it consumed them both in a way they had never experienced before. Their marriage felt like the natural next step, and soon after they had moved into their house, eager to start a life together. But recently, things had felt off. Tracy couldn't put her finger on it. Victor was distant at times, his gaze lost behind the veil of a thought she couldn't reach. He would often come home late, claiming work kept him occupied, but when she tried to discuss it, he brushed her off, telling her she was imagining things. She trusted him though. After all, they had built their life on mutual respect and love. She had no reason to doubt him. That was until the day she found out something shocking. She went out to get groceries, but on arriving there, she realized she left her purse at home. So she headed back home. As she opened the door, she was welcomed with a scene that left her in shock. She heard voices coming from the bathroom. As she walked closer, she recognized one of the voices to be her husband's, and the other belonged to her neighbor's son, Ezekiel. As she approached the door, she wondered what her husband and little Ezekiel would be up to in their bathroom. As she opened the door, she was greeted by a forbidding act. Her husband was touching and smooching their neighbor's son, Ezekiel, as he also reciprocated. Her eyes widened as fear and shock gripped her at once. She felt betrayed. They didn't notice her walk in, so she quickly brought out her phone and took a short video of them. It feels so good. Let us not stop doing this, baby, Victor said to their neighbor's son. Victor, what is the meaning of this? You are cheating on me with a kid? You are even calling him baby. How dare you, Victor? After all we've been through together, you do this to me? You are an evil man, Victor. At that moment, Victor was ashamed of himself. He couldn't even look her in the eye. He was speechless, just trying to gather his words. As for their neighbor's son, Ezekiel, he felt scared and ashamed. He had his head down, unable to meet her gaze. As she continued to vent her anger, Victor finally spoke. I didn't mean for it to happen, Victor stammered. It's just... Tracy, this is a mistake. A mistake? Tracy cut him off, her voice trembling with restrained emotion. Do you think that's what this is? A mistake? Victor ran a hand through his head, his face contouring with the weight of his shame. I don't know what to say. I never meant to hurt you. I was confused and... Confused? Tracy echoed, her voice rising. You betrayed me. You betrayed our marriage. And you betrayed him. Victor, you betrayed Ezekiel. This boy here is a minor. You are an adult. What would his parents say? Jeez, Victor, you are a shame to the society. I cannot believe I married a fool. Victor's silence was damning. Tracy didn't wait for an apology or explanation. It was clear to her that this wasn't something that could be fixed with words. The trust they had built together had been shattered in a moment, and there was no coming back from it. She stormed out of the bathroom and went to her room to pack her things. She needed to leave as soon as possible. As the evening wore on, Tracy made a decision. She would need time to think, time to process the depth of the betrayal and to decide what was next. Her marriage, once a sanctuary, had now become a place of doubt and uncertainty. Victor tried all he could to get her back in his life, but to no avail. She blocked him on all platforms. Victor was left bitter. He hated himself for ruining his beautiful marriage, but he didn't know the worst was coming. One day, Victor was feeling lost in his thoughts at work. The police came and arrested him. It turned out that Tracy had posted the video of him and their 15-year-old neighbor's son on different social media platforms. Ezekiel's parents came across the video, and Ezekiel was questioned. Ezekiel revealed that Mr. Victor forced him into such act, and it had been going on for months. Tracy didn't know what the future held for her, but one thing was clear. Life had happened to her, and it would take time to trust again. She didn't know whether she could ever forgive Victor, or if she even wanted to. She moved to a new city, hoping to move on and to never find love again. Hope you enjoyed this story. See you in my next story.